desk, or you disappear, or you go back home and so on. When it's time to stop working, they stop working. So that's the work culture that I really appreciate, and because of that, it allows me to maintain a very healthy amount of work-life balance. Don't get me wrong, um, there's some terms it's seasonal. There's some terms where I am flat out. I spend weekends doing work, completing meeting my deadlines and so on. But there's some there's some terms where I have nothing happening. Nobody bothers to come and disturb me at all. When I teach year 12s, last I teach year 12s. So when they graduate, there's usually a lot of free time towards the end where I'm just doing nothing at all, and nobody ever bothers me, and I'm free to leave if I don't have lessons. So yeah, that's really really refreshing. But again, I can't say I speak for every single school, because I understand the state schools will have a different set of regulations behind staff hours and so on. Yeah, so in that sense, it really depends on which schools you go. But mine is not the only school that operates this way. I'm sure there are quite a few that does this.
So, actually, as an English teacher, right, in Singapore, do you think other subject majors will have better opportunities? Because
Uh, as I was sharing with peers earlier on, right? It's personally, I feel that English teachers is a bit more of a hard sell here. Because putting aside racial discrimination, and let's not talk about that first. But if you were very honest and you were an Australian, an Angmo Australian, so to speak, it's hard to sell to it's a hard sell when you have a yellow skin teaching English to them. It's like you're asking an Angmo to come and teach Chinese how to speak Chinese. Even though that Angmo might be really good in Chinese, it's still a hard sell, image-wise in that sense. So English would be a bit harder, a bit more challenging. So I know for a fact that outside of English, right, science and maths are in demand. So if for science teachers, yeah, there are a lot of opportunities for science teachers here. Math teachers as well, but mostly I know science is an area that they are keen to develop further in. So I think science teachers, chemistry, physics, especially physics. Actually, I remembered a write up, an article on that. It's hugely in demand here.
if you were to start all over again, would you actually go to Australia sooner, and why?
For sure, I haven't regretted coming to Australia once at all in all my time here. In fact, it just keeps getting better. So and I'm like 3 years here already now. Yeah, if I had to start all over again, at this, I think I was probably a lot more unsure of my decision at the start than I am right now. Right now, I am very sure that I made the right decision. If I had to start all over again, 100 times you ask me to start over again, 100 times I will pick this route again.
So actually, as a teacher, right, is there like an ideal age when you should move over to Australia, like as a teacher, where like because they're halfway transferring from Singapore to Australia? Is there such thing?
Uh, if you ask me, okay, taking away the consideration that you might have little kids and all that, moving might be a bit challenging if you want to move with the whole family and so on. If you ask me, the ideal age to move to Australia is once your NIE bond is up, your MOE bond is up. So then you don't get entrenched in the Singapore system, because let's be honest, I think MOE does, or the civil service in Singapore does a very good job of holding you on. After so many years, we will dangle a carrot for you to continue staying on, or we dangle something in front of you to stay on. If you leave, you will lose this and that. So it makes it very hard for you to leave the longer you stay in the system. So personally, the best time to leave is after you're done with your bond in NIE.
Okay, understand. So actually, all right. Maybe another question. How is your experience with IMS?
My experience with AIMS, well, I think, yeah, I found my experience with Ames just exceptional. From day one, I met Pierce a long time ago. You know, he brought me through the whole process. He had his team to support me. Yeah, I've never looked back since. And even after I migrated, even after I was in Australia, anytime I had a problem or I had a question, that I remember getting in touch with him. And when I was with my permanent resident visa and all that, when I was looking for answers around me in Australia, like I got directed to an immigration lawyer who quoted me a few $1,000s just to answer a few simple questions. I remember at that time I was quite stressed, and all I did was I was like, no, I don't really want to pay this money. I'm still delivering food on a bicycle right now. So I went and got in touch with Pierce, and straight away he was able to respond, and he was very reassuring, and he told me what are some of my potential options. So like even after all that time, he was just very keen to help me out. So I think I think I personally I've had like nothing short of an exceptional experience with Ames.
How long was actually the whole application process for yourself back then?
I think I remembered it to be maybe slightly under 8 months.
Oh, wow.
It was really, really quick. I got through it really quickly. I think I was also part of the critical skills list as well, skilled migration, and that helped. And so in that sense, I think I got my PR and everything really quickly, and it was really very fast free. Like all that I just basically every stage Ames just tell me what I needed to do, and that was it. So in 8 months I received my PR, and then I had 1 year to go and complete my first landing, and then the rest of it is history.
Thank you for the nice feedback. Okay, so maybe any other words that for those who are exploring to migrate to Australia from your side?
Well, I would say that just believe in the fact that I think Singaporean educators are well regarded. So as long as you are, that's something you need to hold on to. Don't come here and start feeling inferior to teachers here and so on. Of course, not. I'm not asking you to come here and be all arrogant and obnoxious, but ultimately, like if you have belief in your own ability, and Singapore's standard of education is high, so it's well regarded around the world. So if you come here, be humble, persevere, I think you will make headways in your career here. Singapore's standard of education is high, so it's well regarded around the world. So if you come here, be humble, persevere, I think you will make headways in your career here. For those looking to move as a family, I've previously I've spoken to families that want to move, and they were teachers as well, and I would hear things like the mother or father wants to move here. They want to move into a completely Asian community. They want to put their children in an Asian dominated school and so on to ensure that they live in an Asian environment. My advice is then don't leave Singapore, because you're not ready for an experience that's dissimilar to what you're looking for in Singapore. So don't waste all your effort, because it's going to be hard. Life is going to be hard for you here because you're not ready to migrate. If you want to migrate, and if you want the migration to be a positive experience, I think you need to embrace the fact that we are the minorities here, and it's a great place to live in. There is a lot of space. There's a lot of greenery. Your work-life balance. There's a lot more that you can do with your time here. So just accept the fact that you are moving into a different environment. You will be surrounded by people that look different from you, that talk different from you, and so on. But for the most part, you will get by. And a lot of my personal experience will support that. My close friends, my best friend that has migrated from Singapore, also with Ames. He's an engineer now. He's establishing himself in Sydney. We still meet each other every other month. We speak every day. We really embraced our lives here, and we haven't looked back since. But yeah, we've just enjoyed being here. We're still really proud to be Singaporeans. We'll tell everyone we're Singaporeans, but yeah, but we don't ever want to go back. We're not looking back at all. So again, if you ask him and myself 100 times over, we will always pick this move to move to Australia.
Okay, maybe just curious also, have you ever encountered any racism?
Personally, I have not. Not in Melbourne anyway.
That's actually very good. Okay, it has come to an end to the session today, and we really thank you very much for sharing all this information with our clients, and hopefully this will help to make their decision better. So thank you very much for your time, Kenneth. Okay, we wish you all the best and stay safe.
Thank you, Sugi. You too. All the
Thank
best.
you. Bye bye.